I'm going to tell you a story about, it's a sad story. It's about apple tree, actually about an apple. And once upon a time, there was a beautiful and big apple tree. On this beautiful tree was growing a delicious and tasty apple. Tasty apple. Unfortunately, someone picked this apple from the tree, and now we've got two possibilities. One, that the apple gets an opportunity to have a new life, and the other is the apple has an horrifying end. Horrifying end. Okay. So, the first one, a girl ate all the apple and left only the core. Then she put the apple core in the bio-waste container for compost, so she gives to the apple another life.
This is just a little reminder that the bio-waste is the organic waste that originates from the plant or animal sources, and usually the biodegradable waste is stored separately from the other waste because it can be composted. And obviously there are a lot of benefits for the environment because we can use the waste just to have biogas or rich soil, and it can use also to heat the houses, for example, or even to have power.
And the second story about this apple is that there was another girl who wanted to eat an apple, but the apple wasn't so good for her. So she threw it in a normal bin, and this is the horrifying end of the apple life. The apple has no opportunity to born again. So you, don't be cruel and give the food the chance to have a better life. And about food waste, around 100 million tons of food are wasted annually in the European Union. But the central goal of the European Union is that food safety policy is to protect both human and animal health.
And another goal of the European Union is just to prevent the food waste and to have a really good sustainability of the food system all around Europe. This is something from with the European Commission. It was just a campaign from the last years, and there were just some tips just to avoid the food waste. Like, for example, plan the shopping, check the dates of the food before. And we were thinking that it was a stupid thing, but even keep a healthy fridge, so just keep in your head that the food needs a correct temperature, and you should put the fridge in the correct temperature just to save the food. And I don't know, even just use up the leftovers. For example, we saw at the food bank that the food, even if it expired since a few weeks, is still okay. So you shouldn't throw it away even if it's expired from a few days. And
turn it to garden food. It means that make bio-waste, make a compost.
Yeah. So this is, I'm going to talk to you about another story about the Fanta packages. So once upon a time there was a girl in the supermarket that she wanted to buy a Fanta. She was so undecided, so because she didn't know which package would be better, so aluminium, plastic or glass. These are the options. So she decided to think about the good and the bad things about the packages. So, the first choice is the plastic. So the plastic, just in general, is a material that it can be synthetic or semi-synthetic, organic, and it is malleable and it can be molded in solid or in solid objects. On the left side, we can see the advantages of the plastic. So we can obviously the plastic. For example, a plastic bottle, it can be used a lot of times because usually we use a lot of times one single bottle. It's light, obviously easy to use, and I didn't know this before, but the plastic bottle has the lowest global impact comparing to aluminum and glass. The disadvantages is that it's not sustainable and takes more than 400 years to break down in the environment, so it's a lot of times and it's not so good. This is the glass. The glass is, as you can see, is a non-crystalline and amorphous solid that almost the time is transparent, and it can be used for decorative usage. The advantages is that it's more recyclable than plastic and aluminum, and it can resist more heat than the plastic. These are the disadvantages, that is heavy, instead the plastic that usually is really light. But at the same time it can be broken easily. And sometimes you need the bottle opener, so it's not so convenient sometimes. If you don't have the bottle opener, you're not in a good condition. Just to don't use another term. Aluminium, the last choice, is a durable and lightweight malleable metal, and the colors it can be transparent, but it can have a lot of colors. It's not magnetic and doesn't is lenient. The advantages is that it's small usually and handy. It takes 80 years to break down in the environment, but it's still too much time. But if you compare, for example, to the plastic that it takes for 400 years, it's better. But the disadvantages is that once it's opened, usually a aluminum can, you can close it, so it's not reusable, so almost the time instead of the plastic. Maybe sometimes when you're drinking you can feel the taste of metal, so if you want to find the perfection, maybe it's not the best. And the can usually is not hygienic, it's just you think that, for example, the cans are stored in big warehouse, and sometimes it can be animals always the time, and you have to drink the can, you have to drink directly from the can. It's not the best. So, as you can see, there are advantages and disadvantages for each package. So this girl decided to buy every kind of packages because still we didn't know how to choose. So
what is the best?
What is the best? So she decided to buy everything. She's so rich. Yeah.